I mean, I really don't want to be the one to tell you, but sometimes you
I
do come
I had to
across like
okay,
that.
we didn't intro it yet, but we can okay.
Oh, this
So
is staying in.
no
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 context, that's
context.
staying
I had to
in.
apologize at work the other day because I got snippy with someone in a meeting and he was like, "You didn't get snippy. I didn't even notice." And I left the meeting, Curtis, and I was like, "Oh my God, I snapped so bad." Like I was like, "Biatch Jenna came out there." And I walked up to his desk and I was like, "I am
I'm
so sorry." And he was
familiar.
like, "I didn't even notice." Like it got to the point that I had to repeat myself 3 times and then he said something and I was like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, I cracked out the mom, no."
I'm just familiar with that one at this
Yeah.
point. That's just where I'm gonna leave it at. I don't want to touch that
Ugh,
one.
okay. Well, let me intro the episode then.
We probably should.
Yeah. Welcome. Oh,
Hello.
wow. Oh my
You didn't.
God.
You do. You are off tonight.
Oh my God. I'm gonna start crying. Okay. Hi, friends.
Hello.
Welcome back to Talking Tandemness with Jenna and Curtis, where we talk ourselves into circles essentially for the internet's entertainment. Also, I did
That's
want to intro
sometimes what we do.
also that if you're here for any structure, organization, or responsible advice, we are
Don't.
not it.
Now go away for that one. Well, don't go away. Finish this and then go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I can't even remember what I was gonna say. I can't believe I just forgot how to intro the episode.
We're
My
having a
brain
great
is
time.
actually falling apart. So how was your week?
I really don't know. It's just kind of. I thought Thursday was Friday. Friday feels like Thursday because I have to work tomorrow,
At
and
what?
it's just kind of been off. I don't know. It's just kind of been
No, what do you have to work tomorrow at?
my job. I only have one job.
Oh, is it like a
Yeah, I have
career
to go
fair
in for.
thing?
I have. Well, yeah, kinda. I have an event from 8 to 2, so fun times.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
can't
Before
wait.
the episode, we were talking about how we all with the winter slump, and
Jenna's a
that's one
mega.
definite. No. um, no, we were talking about having the winter slump, and that's how I would describe my entire week. Like if we had Monday off, and it still felt like a 7 day week in four
Must
days.
be nice.
Oh yeah, you didn't have Monday off.
No, we didn't have it. And I would have liked to honor the presidents by not working. Instead, we honored the presidents by everyone going to the office and having a nice big old meeting. And now I'm looking
Y-
at a spider. I don't like that. Anyway,
yeah, I could not imagine. We had Monday off, and I think I got out of bed twice
man,
because I'm crazy.
you know what I just remembered?
What?
The Lost Spider episode.
Yeah,
That was a thing. No one will ever know unless it was posted, which I don't think it
it was
was.
not
I think we
posted.
lost that one
Yeah, I have the
for the best.
I don't even think I have the record for it anymore. Yeah, I
I do.
for the best. We lost that episode. It's one of two in our archive file. Okay, so I've been on a lot on TikTok.
Mhm.
So I have three different things that I want to discuss with you because I feel like A, I started realizing that this is kind of like our little personal journal type thing and like
Mhm.
as much as I want to like start promoting it on social media and getting it out there, I also really just enjoy that it's us and like just chit chatting with no shits and
Yeah.
giggles. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I'm struggling promoting it because I'm like I don't want other people to listen because I'm enjoying it just being our thing. But have you seen? I've been on TikTok a lot, and have you seen the TikTok trend that it's like card declines in therapy?
I have seen that a couple of times. I've seen that one, and then another one that I still don't understand the logistics behind, but I've been seeing it a lot.
What is the other one?
I'm just gonna say hamster.
Oh, I don't understand that one.
Oh, you don't understand it at all?
Not really. The
Which,
context is never there.
if we're gonna discuss that one, we're gonna need to cut it out, and we're only a minute in.
So we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about the card decline in therapy one. If you
Okay,
had
we'll
to
talk
make
about
that
hamster
TikTok,
afterwards.
if you had to make that TikTok post,
Uh
what
huh.
would if your card declines in therapy, what major trauma would get brought in front of you for the pure entertainment of your therapist to pay for therapy? You'd probably say your mom, but
I
not
was
like I
That was
want
the
a
first thought in
specific
my head, but
event.
that's just because it's most recent. A specific event.
Yeah, like um so Mine, I have so many, but like mine would be like car declines in therapy, and they bring my whole high school soccer team into the room, and we relive high school soccer season, my like freshman and sophomore year.
I think that stuff's so repressed, I don't even know.
Or like if my car declines in therapy, my freshman year when my roommate let a bowl of pasta get moldy in our dorm, they would bring her in and we'd have to discuss that topic.
That's fair.
I would cry.
Um,
I would
it
cry.
would probably not like it's trauma or anything, but it would be me arguing with the guy who does the clock at basketball games because I did
Yeah,
almost get into a fight with him this week.
yeah. Honestly, my whole freshman year roommate era. I
Yeah,
don't I
that's
don't know if
fair.
we've ever talked about that, but like I've
We
had
have
really
not.
bad experiences with roommates, and it got to the decision that like we decided that I just am not meant to have roommates share a room. And my freshman year roommate was essentially the polar opposite of me, and it got so bad that all second semester we said like three words to each other, four in which were in a roommate remediation with our resident assistant. And her words were, "I know you have alcohol in the room," and I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." That whole experience would come out in therapy.
I don't know if that's funnier or it's funnier that you just didn't say the word RA.
Yeah, I could have just said RA.
Anyway, that's just me. I
Yeah.
didn't realize until you said it that that's what was going on there. I thought it was just some random thing that they were bringing up, not, a specific event.
No, it's like an event that caused chaotic trauma in your life. And the way I
Yeah,
pictured it was like if if my therapist has to somehow get entertainment for the money that she's spending to give my therapy, what would she bring up for the best entertainment? To watch me go into a total panic.
that makes sense. That makes complete sense. I just never understood that.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen it a good handful of times, just never understood it.
Yeah. It's all over my TikTok. The other thing on my TikTok is the 2 days into
Helldivers?
college song. The what?
Oh, nothing.
No, mine's the 2 days into college song and all of the
That
remakes of it.
honestly, when
I've
you
been
sent it
listening
to
to
me, this
it
is the
for a
first time
couple
I saw it.
months. Really?
Yeah,
It's
I'd
been
never
on
seen that.
it's been on my playlist for like 3 months, 2 months since she released it, and it is like if you listen to the full song, it's such a good song.
I didn't know it was a full song. I thought it was just kind of a made up thing that that person you sent it to me made.
No, and I think I'm gonna try to make a video of it with the one that well no, so that's the remake of it. So there's a 2 days into college song, but it's 2 days out of no, 2 years out of college, and it sums up how we feel about this podcast like to a T, except for moving to LA. I don't expect either of us to move to LA. But yeah, sorry, completely blanked. Oh, but the 2 days into college song has been out for a while, and now everyone's remaking it, and it's like 2 years out of college to 2 days left of college, and it just talks about how you feel in those times and those emotions. But it's such a good song, and it's so catchy.
Interesting. I get Helldivers.
What are Helldivers?
I see. This is why we're not on the same side of TikTok. You ever, you haven't seen Super Troopers.
No.
Um, Imagine a game, if you will, where the whole goal is to spread democracy and
Mm.
defend Super Earth. And then you have to go on these missions. And there's two fronts to this war. One's automatons and one's bugs.
This is a TikTok trend?
I mean, for me, there's a whole there's lore, there's deep lore. Like I get every now and then on TikTok, it'll come up with an emergency broadcast for an update on the war and how the war is going. We did liberate a planet last night, so we're doing pretty good. But we're still being pushed back.
What the actual hell is this?
Helldivers.
Is it a movie, a show, a book?
It's a game.
Oh. And it's
Yeah.
like not, it's like a game where everyone plays. Like I could log on and be in the same world as you.
The same theoretical world if you bought the game, yes. So basically, everyone who has the game, whether you're on PC or PlayStation, we're all playing in the same massive world. Everybody's in their own missions. It's like four people per mission, and then everyone's trying to work together to liberate different planets.
Do you know the GIF
Hmm.
GIF photo of the guy and he's staring at the screen kind of confused looking. It's just a bunch of math equations around his head. That's what I look like right now.
I imagine.
Like if you're gonna listen to this back with you explaining that and be like, I explained it so poorly.
No, that's the best way I can think to explain it. Unless I just say, think of war and like planets or countries, and we're trying to liberate countries from like
But
threats.
who's trying to liberate countries?
We, the Helldivers.
So you download the game and you become a Helldiver and you just
Yeah, you enlist.
and you start in this like there's no what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Story?
missions?
No, all their
Are
missions.
the
I mean,
missions getting
there's
created
like,
as the game goes on? Like are there
well,
coders
there's
behind
set
the
types
scenes
of
like creating
missions.
this world? And are they just
I mean,
creating new
they're
planets?
the devs. I mean, there's a whole like solar system, but the devs already like made like set missions. They're working on other stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but
That's
if the
like
mission's
rescue
complete, the
people.
mission's complete. So let's say you complete 6 missions and then I log on. Am I starting where you started with your 6 missions?
Well, the missions refresh. You can do the same mission over again, but it won't count as much towards the liberation score of the planet.
Huh. Interesting.
I'll find one and send it to you later. It shouldn't take long.
Yeah. And then I took a break from reading because I just stopped. I like finished all of my book series and I'm on TikTok
Hmm.
so often. So I'm on two sides of TikTok and it's like the side that I talked about where it's like my card declines in therapy, and then the other
Hmm.
one is I'm on Vernay Rap TikTok. Do you know who that is?
No.
She's a singer. She sings no song that you would know, honestly. But it's a very like not a niche side of TikTok, but it's I don't think I love her music, but I think I'm so entertained by her for the fact that she doesn't perform for the male gaze. Like she's on stage in
Hmm.
like big t-shirts and baggy jeans and like dancing for women, which I don't think we've seen in recent times with performers. So it's just nice to see like someone our age get on stage and not be in half naked clothes and twerking and all of that on stage. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
she's just like authentically herself, which I enjoy. So I'm on that side of TikTok as well.
That Helldivers is just what I'm seeing a lot of. That's pretty much it. Like for a specific, like direct trend for what I see.
Yeah. We landed on the moon.
Anyway,
Or not we, a
I
private
did,
company.
I did tell you that.
Yeah, it popped up on my AccuWeather thing. It said we've officially
I mean,
landed on the
we as
moon
a
for the first time
nation,
in something many years.
56.
That's it.
That's totally not right, but I think it is.
It was 50 something. But did you hear
Yeah.
the thing that like that's why so many people thought the moon landing was fake because we landed on the moon and then somehow lost the coordinates to get to the moon?
I don't think we lost the coordinates. I just think it became less of a priority and we didn't want to spend the money
No,
on it.
like we lost the ability to get to the moon.
That's fun. No, I did know that, but I was taking a guess it was probably something else. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, next decade though, we're putting people back there.
If you got the opportunity to go to the moon, would you?
No.
If you got if they said that our planet was going to absolutely like demolish and they've set up a colony on Mars, would you go?
Well, I mean, do we have a choice?
Would they offered you to be in the first batch to go?
Am I going alone?
I don't think it's. I mean, hopefully we have like a family and kids by then, so I assume like you'd bring your family.
Maybe.
I don't think I would. I wouldn't go to the moon because I'm too scared of dying. Um, just factual. But I also don't think I'd go in the first batch of Mars because do you remember? Did you ever read that book when we were in like fourth
The
grade?
Martian? No, I refused.
Was it the short story where they go to Mars and then suddenly they start turning into Mars people and it's like the aliens aren't necessarily aliens as they are just humans adapting to the air on Mars making them turn into aliens?
No.
Oh, well, it freaked me out. Now I don't want to go to Mars.
Interesting that freaked you out.
Also, when I think we go to Mars, like my brain for what it's going to look like is like I didn't watch a lot of SpongeBob, but do you know Sandy's bubble under the sea?
Yeah.
That's what I picture that we're going to have on Mars.
Yeah, for the first while. I hope eventually we can terraform it and create an atmosphere. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
I think I would go because if the second wave never got to go, I'd at least want to die if I'm going to die either way on another planet.
I don't know. I think it would be
I
cool
do.
to do like Elon Musk's thing where you go up and you go around the Earth and you see Earth from that far.
Hmm.
But I don't think I would want to go onto the moon.
I'd
Oh,
like
are you talking
to.
about The Martian, the movie with
Matt
whatever
Damon, yeah.
I don't know who Matt Damon is, but the actress that the famous actress, I don't even know her name. I watched part of that and I used to go sit in my track coach's physics class during lunch and he would put it on for physics. So I would like see bits and pieces of it. And that movie, the bits and pieces that I saw gave me claustrophobia.
Interesting.
Because it's the idea that they go into space and then she gets cut off. So her body's just floating around space.
Nope, different movie.
That's The Martian. Is it not? Or is that The Astronaut?
It's not The Martian. The Martian is the one where Matt Damon gets left on Mars.
Oh, then no.
I
Oh,
don't know which one you're talking about.
I think it's. Oh my god, is it Sandra Bullock in it? No way.
Talking about Alien?
Gravity?
I don't know, Gravity. Well, no, no, no.
Oh,
What's it called? Is
yes.
it having like a
It's called
box robot that
Gravity.
spins?
No,
No, never mind.
it's called Gravity. And it's Sandra Bullock, and I
What's that
didn't
one
think it
called?
was Sandra Bullock. But yes.
Trying
And
to
she's
think of
like
The
in
Martian.
her spacesuit floating around space, and she's losing out of air, and yada yada yada. But it makes space seem so scary. Are you more scared of my brain is going 100 miles an hour, so if I'm talking too
Uh-huh.
fast or jumping around too much, let me know. Are you more scared of the ocean or space?
Ocean, because there's stuff in there and we don't know what's in there, but we can guarantee something's in there. We can't guarantee something's in space.
Fair.
It's also like a hell of a lot. It's also like a lot closer than space.
So it's more scary.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't go. Would you want to go down? Would you rather go
No.
down
Oh,
in a submarine or up in a
absolutely,
spaceship?
absolutely not. Never.
Exactly.
Have you seen
The
the Meg?
ocean's more terrifying.
Have you
No,
seen the Meg? How am I know more movies than you? This is so abnormal. In the Meg,
because we're in a different realm of movie.
yeah. Well, I was forced to watch all of these. In the Meg, there's like they think the sea floor is the sea floor, and then they go to land on it in the submarine because they assume it's like they have predictions that it's not the sea floor, but it's like a cloudy film. So then they
Hmm.
try to land a submarine on it and push through, and the Meg was actually hidden below the cloudy film. And that whole concept of like we don't even know if the what we predict to be the floor of the ocean is the floor of the ocean is freaky. Or the Marianas Trench, just like animals that can live in complete black that we
Hmm.
can't even see. Yeah.
Hmm.
I still think
I get a
space.
lot.
I
Go ahead.
think I think they're both scary because I was gonna say I think space is scarier because if you get dropped into space, it's harder for us to get like if I got dropped in space, it's harder for a rescue mission to get me. Whereas if I get dropped in the ocean, but that's such a lie because if I'm floating in the middle of the ocean, no one's finding me. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I think the other thing about space is that if there is something out there, it has to be semi-intelligent, and therefore we could ration with it.
You
That's
can't
not the
speak
word.
its language. Have you ever tried communicating with just like basic uh, Earth languages? Have you ever tried communicating someone that spoke zero English?
That's why
Now, now,
you
now try
kind of
communicating with
like.
a being that speaks zero English and doesn't
I'm
understand our
assuming
mannerisms.
they got technology to translate.
You're like, they already know English.
Not English, like they just got someone that can like translate our
Read
books
your
into their
minds.
language, and then they can go back and forth. No, but like I get a lot of like stories on TikTok. I guess that's the kind of the side of TikTok I'm on, and one of them is like, uh-oh, the galaxy wasn't ready for war, and everyone thought humans were peacekeepers. Nope, we just fight wars for peace. Nobody else does that because what's a war for peace?
So true.
And then we show up and they're just like, "You guys are cowards." And we're like, "Oh, we're cowards, huh? Well, here's this virus that specifically attacks you and only your species. It's been fun. Adios.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on for TikTok.
But also, when I think about aliens, if we ever had to go to war with aliens, not that any of us assume what their technology level is, but like our war is like combat and guns. If we get to a super technologically advanced alien society and their war is like I point my finger and you disintegrate, we're goners. Like
Yeah, just until we get one of
try
them,
pulling
though.
out the gun that you fought for the rights to have in a Walmart against an alien who's gonna disintegrate you with a snap of their fingers.
Well, yeah, but until, like, we get one and then we reverse engineer it and then we're like, ha ha, now you die. And then,
I don't think we have the abilities to mind F aliens. I don't even think our smartest
how'd
scientists.
this.
I think I honest. Oh, so I believe in aliens, which might be a super controversial topic for this podcast, but I 100% think aliens are out there because I think if you believe that we're the only specimen in, ew, specimen's a weird word, any being in our complete universe, you are so naive and closed-minded. Like there's just not a way that we are the only ones out there, and which sorry to attack anyone that believes that, but if you think about it, like what are the chances that we are the only people in a universe that we don't even know the size of, and that it just so happened that Earth was able to provide life? Beyond the point. um I think our, like we saw it with, what is it, Area 51,
51?
Area 51, where it was like, oh, they have aliens. I think we have so many circumstances where people have come out saying our government has had aliens and the different beings of them, and we haven't been able to do anything with what we found. Whether they have it or not, it hasn't been proven by the government. But if they have, A, we're not the only government working on it. There's probably everyone probably has them, and we have not figured out a way to even get to space to communicate with them without sending, what did they do in like the 60s and 70s where they sent a mass note out in space speaking all of the
Yeah,
English languages saying, hi, we're here on Earth?
I stand by my theory that all of the unidentified flying objects that crash somewhere and then disappear, and then classifying them as unidentified flying objects, is just the world's governments testing out new technologies, it failing in another country's land, and then just kind of a
Fair.
mutual agreement of, this is ours now, thank you for the technology, we won't tell anybody.
You don't believe in aliens.
I'm not saying I don't, I'm just saying that I think,
No,
I
that's a
think it's more
hundred
of that
percent
kind of
fair. It's
stuff.
like the whole balloon gate thing, where the
Well,
balloon
absolutely.
where the balloon was coming down from God knows where, and
That's a different story. That I don't want to get into that one because that's a whole.
political thing.
I heard a theory. I heard a whole theory about that because the path that the balloon went on was the only proposed path from which you could attack the United States. It is the only path that is the weakest point of defense in the United States, and the theory is that balloon was sent to test our defenses in that specific region, which would be the easiest place to invade.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I thought that was
Okay.
factual.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
don't know if
then
that's the reason it was sent, but that's the
didn't it
path.
get all the way to like, I don't know,
It got
halfway
too
through the
far.
country, and
It
then we
got too far.
realized, and then we tracked it all the way, and they didn't want to pop it over land because they were scared that it was filled with some kind of chemical that would kill the people below it if we popped it, so that we let it get to the ocean, then we popped it over the ocean.
Yeah, it just got too far.
But there was also more than one. I think it was testing our whole defenses, like what part of the country did they not care about, and that one blew up. But there was more than one balloon that made it, and then I think that made people aware, which I think is a stupid thing to do because now we know, unless it was a way to distract us and they're testing other points also, but like if you're coming from the north, fuck you.
Who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, it's Canada. Sorry,
Yeah.
Canada.
Well, it's also Russia by Alaska, and Alaska is U.S. territory, so not territory, it
French
is a U.S.
words.
state.
Yeah. Seward's icebox.
Yeah.
Did I make
Um,
notes?
what?
I'm trying to remember if I wrote down notes.
I have some. So I'm on. So I never got off dating apps. I just like was measly swiping. So I started doing Bumble, which I think is.
Me
I
neither.
have the hiccups. Oh my god. I started going on Bumble and I started just like swiping and chit chatting with people. What is an accurate response for what's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
I just feel like that's such a bland, boring response and so typical, but also like if you send me what's up, it stumps me. I'm like, I have no idea how to respond to that.
Okay, so now do you understand why I never want to say hey?
No, because I start with hi. On Bumble, the girl has to message first. So I just
Well,
type
right.
hi.
All right, so I forgot this was Bumble. So you said hi, he said what's up.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what to respond. I'm like, I have no clue.
So that's as if somebody says, if say we're on Tinder and they say hey, how do you respond to hey?
Hi.
Okay, that's where we're at. It's the same thing. He just said hey. So respond like someone just said hey to
No,
you.
because it's hi, hey, how are you doing? And then how are you doing is more of like an open one, like, oh, had a rough day at work, how are you? Or something like that. But like, what's up is such a
It's
what's
a
up.
dude's way of saying hey
But what
while
I
also
can't
saying how
respond.
are you.
I can't respond back and be like, how are you? But if I respond back to what's up and like I say, oh, had a rough day at work, that doesn't flow correctly.
Then say not much, how are you?
Yeah, but I don't like the not much. I feel like that's so too casual for me.
You know, life's happening. How about you?
Ugh, dude, this is like a major dilemma. I'm also so there's this guy that I've been messaging for like I don't know, five,
I
four.
thought you gave up boys.
I did. Well, I'm just like chit chatting. Like I'm
Hmm.
so bored.
Toying with his heart. You're gonna make a super villain.
Not toying
This
with
is
his
his
heart.
villain origin
It
story.
can't be it can't be toying with his heart because he doesn't respond. We send like 2 messages a day, but he's a law student. But he's like he's really good at conversation when he does text. So I'm like, that's interesting, but he like does not answer. So that's why I'm like I'm not doing talking to boys. I'm just playing the field.
I did do my yearly thing on my birthday of increasing my age range by 1 year on Tinder.
Oh, jeez.
I only go two down, two up. So now it's
22 to 26.
yeah.
I have mine
I got a
23.
match on Bumble, so I got
See,
distracted for a second.
I do my age or lower. I mean, no, I do my age or higher. So I do my age range right now is 23 to 29, which I know 29 is very old and I am not ready for commitment, but um it's just what was out there.
Yeah, I don't I'm fine going younger. I can't justify anyone under 22.
Oh, fair. I yeah, my only issue with dating apps right now, like I think I'm having fun just like swiping because I could care
Hmm.
less who I match with, but it's just conversations like seeing the typing mannerisms of people. I'm like, "Oh Lord,
You know which dating app I hate?
what?
Hinge.
Me too."
I put effort into my like responses. I don't ever like pictures. I like prompts and I respond to prompts
Mhm.
because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be superficial because I'd rather, respond to a prompt. Not a single response. Not a
Yeah.
one. Ever.
I was talking to
This,
my friends from work that are females about Hinge, and I know a lot of them were saying that they don't like liking people on Hinge. Like they don't like going through and acting like they like it because they don't want to be the first one who initiates it, which is the whole point of the app. Like it's not a swiping app. It's a you pick what you liked about the person to start the conversation type app.
right.
I just don't like Hinge because they're getting a lot of fire on their algorithm, and that a lot of people are saying that they're not getting as many likes. And the Hinge guy was like, I can't gauge your attractiveness, and it's like that's not the response you get. Like your algorithm's a little messed up, or like on Hinge
Well,
especially the people that like I would normally go for are in my like um super liked area where you have to use a heart, and I'm not paying for hearts
hmm
because they what they do is they put you they like I didn't how do I phrase this? I don't know
I
if
know what you're
this is
saying.
I don't know if this is factual, but from what I've read about Hinge is they take your appearance and they give you people in your likes area that is one step below you, and then in your normal likes area is the people that you usually go for. So you have to pay for
Interesting.
roses to like the people you usually like,
I feel like that would make sense.
right?
Oh, I got a message on Bumble. This is happening in live. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Did you hear about the class action lawsuit against Bumble and Tinder, I believe? I know it's at least against Tinder.
Yes. I did hear about it, but I can't remember what the details were. Inform me.
They are class action lawsuit against their algorithm, well, for gamifying the app and not giving you
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
matches
it's what we talked about on like
to get
the
money.
third episode. I talked about
Yeah.
this, that dating apps are meant for people to stay on the dating apps, not to find love.
hmm
Yes, I did see that.
One of my coworkers, the one who just left, unfortunately, um, she met her husband on Tinder. Granted, they were in college together at the same time, but they met on Tinder.
I feel like Tinder back when we were in like high school when it first started, high school, right?
I agree.
It was
Yeah.
it was more meant for things like dating. Now Tinder is the hookup app.
Well, Tinder's just also in it now to make money because they saw how much money they can actually make with it.
Yeah.
I don't think Tinder.
I
I could
think
be wrong,
it's
but I don't think Tinder Premium existed back then.
I don't know that. I'm not gonna I don't know the facts behind that one, so I don't know. But probably not. They probably viewed it as like a when like with the social media apps first started, it wasn't a money making business. It was just an application
hmm
that they knew that could grow, and then as everything grows, they make it into an income. I think it is Tinder Hinge. I think it's Tinder Hinge, Grinder, and something else.
Grinder would make sense.
It's like the two step or something like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Dating apps are, I, I'm really leaning into this. Like, I really get to like enjoy getting to know people. Like, I don't even. I just want to like hear people's stories.
Here's the thing. I'm too nice, and I, I won't be responding to this.
What did I
I'm
say?
not. I mean, it's a great opener. Favorite book.
Respond. I gave my favorite book yesterday. But like I told you, this guy, he's a practicing lawyer, and is very far too smart.
Oh no, I'm absolutely not. I just looked over the profile. Number one, absolute no.
Oh, well, this guy's too smart for me, so we were talking about it, and then I said something about liking to read, and he said, "What's my favorite book?" So I had to classify it. And I was like, "That's the hardest question for me to answer, so I'm going to classify fiction, nonfiction, and classic."
See, I asked that. That was one of my things that I'm pretty sure I asked somebody on Hinge, and I got no response.
Oh,
I don't get responses, Jenna. I don't get matches. If I do get matches, it's
it's because you have high standards.
you have a match.
You have high standards on looks. That's
I only swipe right.
why. Oh, I don't know how that works then.
If I get a match, it's either someone that I wouldn't match with, or it's this is what I see on my phone. You have a new match. 3 minutes later, so and so has sent you a contact card.
Oh,
3 minutes later, I go to open it. The match is gone.
oh, yeah. Oh, the last thing that I have for you. Have you seen the
hmm
trend? I'm going off dating apps now. And you're not allowed to name on this episode anything with dating apps.
I was trying to. I was. I was just thinking about. What am I gonna name this one? Because I
This is
don't want to use apps.
this is pure chaos. Well, that was only like 7 minutes. Have you seen the? I have two things, but one of them is just a question. This one is:
hmm
have you seen the TikTok video where it's like the communal experience that everyone has is one pathological friend, pathological liar friend?
No,
So if and anyone that's listening, like you
I
can,
have one in mind.
yeah. So
I don't know if it's the same one that you're thinking of, but I think that might have led you down the path that I'm thinking.
I don't know but okay, when I start explaining, you'll be like, huh, yeah, I know yours. Um, but it's like the not communal. What's the word that I'm looking for? The common, right? A common experience that everyone has is that they have one pathological friend in their lifetime, or you can have more, but
Canon
everyone has
event.
at least one. I would guess we can refer back to that. It's a canon event, and it's like it's the friend that if you say, "Oh, this bridge is high," they're like, "Oh, I jumped from the top of the Verrazano Bridge and landed and lived in the water. Or like you're like, wow, I hit my head, and they're like, the one time I bounced my head off a rock hiking Mount Fuji or something like that. Like they always had these like crazy stories and like extreme events in their life, and you
I'm
just
pretty sure that was already the person I was thinking about. Because I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to say this because I don't care anymore. I'm pretty sure it's one of the people that we have blocked from the account.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I I
That
I
was
was
my first
watching
thought.
I was watching the TikTok, and there's this study behind like going with your first instinct, and I read it and I was like, I don't think so. I thought of said person, and then I was like, ah, just kidding, maybe she wasn't it. Like I don't know who that,
Oh,
like I don't, maybe I didn't have one of those yet. And then I was like, no, Jenna, go with your gut instinct. You damn well know you've had one of those. But like my brain doesn't even work in that way. Like I can't, I'm all for a little white lie, as I've talked about in the past. White lies are good and healthy, and I lied tonight about making plans. Like I am all for it. But
with who?
one of my high school friends, she asked me to go to a hockey game, but we had to do this. So I said that I didn't want to drop, be like I
You
have to.
could have gone to the hockey game.
It wasn't like it was roller hockey at our local arena. So it wasn't like
Oh,
anything serious. But I was like, "Oh, I have to do something for work because I could, if she asks what, I could say I'm releasing an application." But I was like, I don't want to say that I have to record a podcast because I don't want to name drop a podcast just like yet.
but now I feel bad.
Why?
You could have gone out with a friend.
Oh, she's gonna invite me to the next one. It's fine. I also had just woken up. I took a 2.5 hour nap today. But oh my god, you made me lose my train of thought. I don't understand how pathological liars work, and I get it's like a mental thing where you're either like always in a competitive mood or always have to be the best and like that. But my brain cannot fabricate stories in that manner to make them like pathological liars are even more than white liars. Like that's crazy, right? Like can your brain work in that manner?
I have to turn it on.
But you can
Like
do it?
I have to. I can't do it for an extended period of time. It's like a bit.
Yeah,
Like I have to be
I was
doing
going to
a bit.
exactly say that. It's kind of like stand up.
Yeah, like I can do it for a bit. Like I can go for like a period of time. I can't do it forever.
Like be constantly on.
Yeah, no,
I was gonna say it's kind of
it's
like
not a
stand
constant
up
on
where
thing.
like you have to constantly be thinking of the next joke to play or like the comeback to what they're saying instead of just like absorbing the information.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say there. I'll jump on the stand-up thing though, 'cause did we talk about Kill Tony last week?
Um, I
I know we talked about Kill
I
Tony.
think
I don't remember if we talked about Kill Tony on
I
here.
don't think we talked about it on here.
Okay, so I started with Kill Tony on TikTok. Just saw a clip of Heath Cortez, which is like one of his most popular clips. And then I started this week, just one night I got really bored watching like the highlights of Kill Tony episodes,
Yeah.
to today when I went for a walk outside because I was like, you know what, it's a beautiful day. I don't really want to go to the gym today, but I want to do something still because I did take that one day off and
Hmm.
it just, I don't know, I didn't feel right. So I went for like a good 40-minute walk and then I went to get dinner. And my entire walk I just put on Kill Tony and it was a great walk.
The person that they have on isn't one of the guys that they have on Kill Tony. Isn't he doing SNL this week?
Shane Gillis? Yeah, it was actually well, it was the New Year's Eve episode with Shane Gillis that I was listening to. And Shane Gillis is great. Love Shane Gillis. You ever hear him sing Dragula?
No, but
He's
I actually
great.
didn't know he was until a couple weeks ago.
My mom brought him up too, just out of nowhere. She's like, "Oh, this guy's great." Like, like not this guy's great, but she's like, "Oh, this guy does like this." I was like, "Oh, you're Shane Gillis." She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know Shane Gillis. Love Shane Gillis."
Yeah.
But Kill Tony's like, if I ever end up in Austin for any period of time, I need to see a Kill Tony show. You
They're
would never like Kill Tony.
they're very difficult to get tickets to.
I believe it.
And you can't buy resale. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I believe it.
You can't buy
I don't think
resale.
we talked about this.
If you go to the concert, you have to buy not the concert. If you go to the show, you have to buy the tickets yourself, and they sell out within like minutes.
I believe that.
I would hate it, and actually, I was thinking that we should do another trip to Boston and go to the Improv Asylum again because I actually enjoyed that. But I
keep getting emails from them.
really.
They go to like my advertisement
Oh
folder.
yeah.
Thanks Gmail, but I do keep seeing emails from them.
Yeah, I was talking to someone that I work with, and we were talking about they go to like tributes or like comedy tributes or something like that,
Mhm.
and they're like they're the best events because the money goes to charity. And I have to sneeze 1 second, it's not coming out. And I said I don't think I could ever go to a stand-up comedian because when they start their crowd work, I don't laugh, and I genuinely have a resting bitch face. So I would be mortified if I got picked on. Like I don't want them to be like, "Oh, she doesn't think I'm funny," and like that she's miserable, because that's on my TikTok a lot of comedians picking on people in the front row that are like upset or miserable or not showing emotion. But like I'm genuinely laughing, but laughing in my head, and that does not work at stand up.
So it would work at Kill Tony. Have you ever seen Kill Tony at all?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you know how it works?
Yeah.
All right. So then you don't have to laugh. They're not doing crowd work. They're doing their minute. They're getting roasted, and then they're done.
Yeah, but their job is for the crowd to like laugh back, and I feel like if I'm doing something on stage and someone in the audience, even if it's crowd work or not, if they're not getting the reaction that they're expecting, it affects them on stage, and I could never. Maybe I will try going to a stand-up show eventually, but I think my boundary was even getting to the Improv Asylum, and I laughed so hard at that. So, well, I'll continue to do things like that, but I don't know if I could do stand-up just yet.
You should just start watching episodes of Kill Tony.
I do. Well, I watch a lot
You
of I
do?
watch a lot of comedians on TikTok, and I'm not kidding. I sit there dead silent, and I
No,
don't.
that's different
And I
because
don't
I
realize
do
it.
too. Like if I watch like a comedian by myself, I don't laugh. Like I don't laugh out loud. Kill Tony has some bits that has me like laughing because I think it's hilarious. Some of the things that they say that I can't repeat,
Yeah.
but I think it's hilarious. However, if I'm watching like way back when Bo Burnham came out with his last special, he ended it with like a song and was like, if you watch this by yourself, you probably didn't laugh out loud, but you did that little nose laugh where you just go, I don't know if you heard it,
Like the
but, like
chuckle.
that
Yeah.
little like the nose exhale, like that's funny. Like, you don't laugh out loud when you're watching things by
Yeah.
yourself.
I don't laugh out
Some
loud.
people do.
I'm the person that fell asleep watching watching
Bert
Bert
Kreischer.
Kreischer, and now I
Yeah, I
think
don't
he's.
get that one.
I watch him on TikTok now, and I think he's so funny. Don't get me wrong, but he's not like a laughable funny. Like in order to get me
I
to
mean,
laugh, I think I laugh out loud at more female comedians. I think
did you watch Taylor Tomlinson?
she has me rolling. She's the blonde, right?
Yeah, I liked her first special. I could not watch the second one.
So I don't watch specials because it's just too much comedy and too long of a time, and I can't hold my focus that long on a
You
comedian.
watch Kill Tony? I guess it's not the same thing.
I watch clips of Kill Tony.
Oh, yeah, no, you should start watching full episodes. At
can't.
least the highlights.
I
Watch
can't.
the highlights.
I
The
like
highlights are just 30 minutes.
clips are 60 seconds.
I mean, it's clips of like it's clips from the 60 seconds, and then it's the roast.
I think I have seen the roasts.
The roast are the best part. Like the 60 seconds are great, but the roast and like the conversation afterwards, and I say roast because if it's a bucket pool, it's just a roast. But like I can't say it here, but some of the like the things they go on about somebody is just I don't know.
Yeah, like see,
It's
my thing is
too good.
like I don't know. I it's gonna sound sexist, and I don't know why, but like I think watching men do comedy is so they just when men do roast and crowd work and stuff, they pick on the most superficial stuff to be comedians about. It's like oh, this guy's with this girl, yada yada, like she's probably with him for the money or stuff like that's obviously not a direct one, but like that's the type of stuff they pick for. Whereas like if when you watch females do it, they like go into the smallest little depth of like I don't know, her like they might look at a guy and be like I can't even think of what off the top of my head because I'm not a comedian and I'm not good at it. But like I just think it's so much funnier watching female comedians because they get the little things that you would never think of and they drill deep down into it and it makes you hysterically laugh. Where men pick like the most surface level things to do crowd work on and then I'm watching the TikToks like, wow, I've seen this exact bit 12 different times in 2 days.
How
Is
do you
that
feel about Matt
sexist?
Rife? No.
I used to think he was so funny when I think he's like an intro comedian. Like I think he's good if you've never seen um been in the comedy space and he'll get you hooked like not going to lie like he does have comedic timing. Like he is funny,
Hmm.
but once you've seen four of his bits, they're all the same after that. So now I watch him and I'm like, I've seen you make the same exact joke 12 times at four different shows. You know what? You're not funny anymore. Whereas if you watch like Hannah Berner, if you watch her crowd work, she's so funny. Do you know who Hannah Berner is?
I know who she is. I don't. I think I've seen like maybe one or two clips of her.
Yeah, she like when she does her crowd work, she is hysterical because again, she goes like in depth detail for something that you would never think of.
I I think crowd work's hit or miss. I think Matt Rife. I don't think he was ever actually funny,
You think he
and
was
I'll get
based
hate
on
for that.
looks? He got his
I think
popularity
that
because he's
was
a pretty
part of
boy.
it. Well, he said it himself. He was popular at first because women went to his shows because they thought he was hot,
Yeah,
and they dragged their boyfriends along, and their boyfriends thought he was funny.
absolutely.
I I'll give you he's attractive. I don't think he's funny outside of the people who came to his shows. He was only funny because of who was there and the
Oh, because he was
people
able to pick on the
that
females.
because they're the ones who wanted to be picked on.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Well,
I don't know if they're the ones that wanted to be picked on. Like,
being picked on's the wrong
I
word.
don't think
They wanted
being
to
misogynistic
interact
is
with
any
him.
female being judged by a misogynist is any female's version of what they want. But I think he got what he wanted out of his initial shows.
Yeah.
Like he got his clips that got him on the internet because he was making fun of women. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Hmm.
Yeah. Whereas like I don't know. That's why I think Bert Kreischer's funny because I think Bert Kreischer has the same comedy
He
as like
does.
females do. Like he doesn't pick at like a hot female with an unattractive male and drill that the whole show. He picks on like I don't know, stupid things like you look like you have four kids and a mortgage.
Yeah. I mean, but he does that, and then the things that I like, because I like crowd work, but only to a certain extent. I feel like crowd work should only take you to so far. Like you shouldn't make a whole thing off of crowd work. He also does stories, and I think the stories are
Of his
good.
kids,
And the
so
way, yeah,
funny.
the way he tells stories are good. And on that, because I don't think I've ever seen it, at least I haven't seen clips of it. If they are out there, I need to go find them. Norm Macdonald,
I don't know who that is.
my all-time favorite comedian. Unfortunately, I didn't find him until like right as he died, back in 22. But one of the all-time best. I think everybody will say that. Most people will say that. He's one of the all-time best comedians. Just his delivery, his timing. He made a Netflix special during COVID. Just him, a camera, and his microphone. And his timing in
Isn't
it
that what Bo Burnham
is
did?
just kind of. But Bo Burnham did like, a more
Yeah,
theatrical
like a musical.
special.
His was just normal
Yeah.
comedy.
Norm Macdonald was like, oh, I'm watching a stand-up set in a theater, but it's just Norm and a camera.
Hmm.
But his like timing, his pause for laughter, like everything about it was just spot on. I also just think he's hilarious. I think that he just he won't not say something, and it's great, and I love it, and I wish he was still around.
Yeah. I don't know. There's someone called, I think his name's like Akash. And he is a Indian comedian, and he is so funny also. I think he's hysterical. He does a lot of crowd work on TikTok.
Nimesh?
No. He does a podcast with, oh, what is that guy's name? Andrew Schultz.
I love Schultz. Schultz is another really good one. What's his podcast? Speaking of,
His
not
name
speaking of,
is, yeah,
Bobby
Akash,
Lee?
Akaash. Oh, no, not Patel. Singh. Yes,
Yeah.
Bobby Lee is also hysterical.
I like Bobby
His
Lee.
podcast
I like him
with
every now and then. I think he can be too much.
his podcast with Bobby,
I know who
the
you're
industry
talking about,
plant.
and yes.
So funny.
Oh, no, not that one. That's not who I... Bobby Altoff. No, I was thinking, like, Terrible Friends or something like that. Like Bobby Lee's podcast.
Yeah. With the ginger
That's another good one. Yeah.
and his niece.
I didn't know his niece was on it.
Or maybe she's a guest
Bad
star,
Friends.
but yeah.
Probably. With Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's your favorite song right now?
I couldn't tell you.
Really?
Yeah. I have a list.
You're not like hyper
I couldn't tell you
fixating
the
on
names.
anything?
No, not specifically. There's just like a list of them that I'm on right now. But I can't tell you the names. I can't read them.
Oh.
hmm
Mine is
I've been meaning to add them to my playlist.
Till Forever Falls Apart by Ash and Phineas. And then also, oh my god, is it Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter, and then Tummy Hurts by Renee Rapp. Those are my top three right
Wow,
now.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
The song has been out for a couple years, but I have like a weird fixation with the word slut right now. I'm gonna have to mark this podcast as explicit because I've cursed like 4 times. But in the song, she uses it a couple times, and I just love saying that word in music. Not in general, like I would
Interesting.
never call someone it or like use it in general, but the song is like self-deprecating and she uses it against herself, so I think it's okay to say.
Interesting.
Taylor Swift has a song called Slut too, and I like that one.
Didn't know that one.
Yeah, it just got released on her newest
Oh.
album.
Miss Peaches.
Oh my god, I could watch her for hours.
She just came up with my Instagram feed.
Was it the clip of her on Fox News?
No, it was the one of her eating his wallet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I'm trying to be, as we know, Jenna's really bad at texting. Curtis, I had to apologize for how bad I was at texting for this piece of information. So my best friends found out that she was going to be an aunt. She found out that her brother's wife is pregnant, and
hmm
she texted me, and I read the message, didn't respond, didn't clock the message in my brain, and then 2.5 weeks later, she said, well, you know I'm going to be an aunt, so this is what we're doing for it. And I said, you didn't tell me that. And I was like, what? How could you not tell me that? That's major news. And then she was like, Jenna, go back in your text messages. I read the message, ignored it, and responded the next day to a different message. And I said, I've never had being a bad texter bite me in the butt that bad. I was like, how did I miss a major piece of life advice? Not life advice, life event.
hmm
But yeah, so we're now working on my texting skills because that was bad.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, what did I say we were gonna do? So today's episode was, if we talked about chaos and random and not good advice at the start, we're gonna wrap it up with, this episode was chaotic. I don't recommend taking any of the advice we gave, or if we gave any, and welcome to the shit show.